Good day and greetings from the Great White North. My name is Prickly Poo, and welcome to day 6 of A Year of Change. Today we're going to talk about something which I assume is, a large part in what brought you here. It's what prompted me to start this channel. It's what, sort of spurs a lot of us on to start making a change to lose the weight. And I know I sort of promised that things would get a little bit lighter on during the week, but I think this is something that we do need to touch on because it's sort of, the first thing that we all have in common that's going to be that common ground that sort of binds us together when we're creating this community. And that's essentially just, hitting that point where you've had enough. Now, for a lot of us, unless you're, recently fat, the majority of us have spent a large part of our lives being fat. Whether you start as a little kid or it happened, after your teenage years, whatever started things off, you've probably been dealing with it for a few years. And during that time, there have been a number of things that have sort of not exactly pushed us over the edge, but brought us to that point where we said, no, this is the time I'm going to make a change. Whether it's simply seeing yourself in a mirror or overhearing what people are saying, or in most cases, when someone says something directly to you that cuts. And it's stuff like that sort of, in most times, makes us run after food. But for some of us, gets us to a point where we say, okay, I can't do this anymore, I need to make a change. And we start on a program. And inevitably, unfortunately, we go back on it. So I just sort of want to touch base on that because it's one of the few things that has happened to everybody, at one point or another. Some more severe than others. When you're growing up fat, you're sort of always designated as the fat friend. Even if you're not the only one there, that's how you feel. Because the majority of people, don't look this way. And you still will have, your close-knit group of friends because, you pretty much have to. It's the one good thing that we do have going for us is that the majority of us have a personality that, stands out as, we're someone that people like being around. Just because we don't really have anything else going for us. We can't coast on our looks. We can't, we don't have that benefit. So our personality has to sort of come through a little bit more. To make up for it. And, I assume that's where that, comes from, that fat people are always jolly. It's not that we're jolly, it's the fact that, we have to try a lot harder than other people in order to gain that acceptance. So when you're younger, it's much more difficult because most times people don't care about your personality. It's just, what you look like, what you can do for them, things like that. So, it's growing up that way, as difficult as it is, it sort of builds up that thick skin so that, as you get older, you get better at dealing with, the insults and the jokes and everything else. And it doesn't seem to affect you as much. So in order for something to sort of push you over the edge, you have to have something, that really stands out. And unfortunately, that, it gets crueler and crueler and, or else, as I said, sometimes it's just something that you overhear or you see yourself and just, that shock that does tip you over. It's, for those of you that, it's just recently, you've just started in on this, hopefully it's going to be a little easier for you to get back on track to where you were. But for the vast majority of us, I think it's been something that's been a lifelong thing. And that's why you're here, is because you want to get rid of that. And it's understandable because it's a horrible feeling. Because when you do, get those moments, even if you don't run to food for that consolation, it still hurts. And, we get sort of used to making fun of ourselves before other people can to sort of, diffuse the situation, which really doesn't make things a lot better because you still feel that. But, it's easier as an adult, like I said, because you've built up sort of those life experiences that you can deal with that a little bit more. And although it cuts, it's not devastating to you. When you're younger, it's, the severity of the comments don't even really need to sort of scale up with it. It's so much more difficult because as an adult, you might go to work and you may have, 2 or 3 people that you talk to there. But in the large part, the people that you work with, when you're interacting with them, it's in a business setting. When you're younger and you're at school, it's not really a school setting, it's a social setting. So you can have hundreds of people attacking you on a daily basis to a point where there are some kids that, just simply can't take it anymore. And kids that are young, there was a girl in Illinois a few years ago. She was 10 years old that just couldn't take the bullying anymore and took her own life. So it's, when you get to that point where you simply can't do it anymore, as an adult, hopefully we can turn to something like this and make that change. But it's a lot more difficult when you're younger. So if you can make it through that, I suppose that sort of gives you a little bit of a better chance. But, whether you're 10 years old or whether you're 50, we've had those moments. We've all had them. And that's sort of why I wanted to start this, is that, maybe it is something like that brought you here. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just, you sort of want to start making that change, and I'm hoping that's what it is. But for some of you out there that have hit that, that breaking point, I'm glad that you've come here, because my goal in this is to create a community and a support group that is going to be there for you when you have these moments. When you hear that cutting comment, or when, you hate the way that you look in the mirror or something. When someone says something to you that in their head, means nothing, but to you is just devastating. I want you to be able to come here and talk to the people that are in this community and that are on this, on this channel, and be able to voice how you're feeling, because you're going to meet up with other people that have gone through the same thing, or that are going through the same thing. If you're still in school and you're doing this, it's, that's the hardest part, is trying to find someone that you can talk to that's really going to understand. So I want to build this up so that, and I know, again, this is where it starts turning positive. I want to build up something here that anyone can go to. They don't have to subscribe. They don't have to follow along. They don't have to do the program or anything. Just something that people can come to and, vent or have a shoulder to cry on, even if it's only in comments, and they're not going to get ridiculed. Someplace that they can go that is safe, that isn't going to support them adding to their problems by continuing on the same path that they're on, but one that isn't going to condemn them either. And I think because we've all had those moments and we all understand that, I think that's, a viable goal. I think it's something that we can do. And again, it's going to be long term. It's, going to be over the course of a year. But to be able to have someplace that people can go to that, understand how bad it is, that understand how badly you want to make that change, and understand how hard it is to make that first step. Now, this week you've been doing really good. You've started you're on day 6 now. So whether you've gone over your numbers or below your numbers, it doesn't really matter. You've started. And that's the thing, is that you've started and you've stuck with it for almost a full week. And if you can do a week, you know that you can do one more. And at that point, then you've done 2 weeks. And if you know you can do 2 weeks, then all you need to do is 2 more weeks. And then that means you've done 4. And so if you can do a month, you can do 2 months and 6 months. And you can do it. It's going to be rough. But I think that if we mold this the way that I really want it to go, I think it's going to make things much easier for everyone. It's going to be easier for me, for you. It's going to be easier for me, because I'm going to have people to talk to. You're going to have people that you can reach out to. And you're not doing it alone. You're not doing it as part of, like an office challenge, and you're not doing it as a one-time goal. You're doing it as part of a larger community, hopefully that's, various people around the world, that are in the same boat and that understand and that want to do it with you, and maybe they've already achieved it and they can give you pointers on what to do. Or maybe you're the one that has already reached the goal that you're doing and you're still watching through this and you're going through comments and you can see someone that's just starting out or that is struggling with it and that you can lend that helping hand to them. That's what I want for this channel. And I mean, whether you've come here just, to sort of start that change off, or if you came here out of a moment of desperation, it would be nice to stick with it. Stay with us and, keep going on the path that you're on now. So I think that this is turning into a really down week, and I am sorry. But I mean, these are topics that, sort of need to be nipped in the bud right away so that we don't have any misconceptions as to what this is going to be, and so that we can create an open and honest community. I want to be able to have a spot where you can go and say, you know what, I just ate a dozen cookies. Like, I just ate a box of donuts and I feel like shit and no one likes me. And you're going to have people that are going to go, okay, that's fine. You're not going to be called names. You're not going to be ridiculed. You're going to have an opportunity to have these people say, you know what, we've all been there. We've all slipped. Here's how we get back on track. Now, it's not to say that there aren't going to be, nasty comments from time to time. This is the internet, and it's just a breeding ground for people that, because their lives they're under attack in their real lives, they have to come here to attack other people because it's safer for them. They're anonymous. They have a mask. They don't need to, no one knows who you are. So it's very easy to make those, snarky comments or, to continue that bullying on. But, if we do see those, I'm going to try to curb them as much as I can, because it's really, we've heard them all. There's nothing new that they're going to be able to say to us that we haven't already experienced. But to have that added discouragement on top of everything else that's going against us, I don't think that we need it. So I'm going to try to take those out as much as I can. I have, something planned in sort of long term for those as well that may bring a little levity to it as well. And the majority of the stuff is probably going to be aimed at me anyway. I'm the one, whose fat face is out there. So I'm the one that they're going to be going after. So, in a case like that, again, going to try to sort of cull it as much as I can. If you do see it, though, don't respond. Don't worry about it. I'm a big boy, very big boy. I can take care of it. But if you do see something that, is going against another member of the community, if I haven't caught it, let me know and I'll deal with it. Because we don't need that. We've got enough going on against us that having, that added stress isn't going to help. So, and the good thing is that if you are one of those people that you're going through and you see one of those comments, don't take it personally. These people don't know who you are. They have no idea the struggle that you're going through. They have no idea how much it takes to get started on a program like this. So, fuck them. Just let me know. And, I'm going to be trying to go through these as much as I can. And we'll deal with it that way. So, you're not alone on this. But I sort of want to end this on a positive note. And I don't know how at this point. But, you're not alone. You've got us here with you. And, hopefully by the time you're watching this, we've got a good base and there's going to be other people you can talk to. You'll be able to talk to them in the comments. You'll be able to add them on MyFitnessPal. You can add me. Any of you that, get a request from someone, you don't have to accept them as a friend, but it would be nice if we were all in one group together as well, just so that we have that sort of, that tight-knit community and we can circle the wagons if need be. So, but I think that this is going to be something very good. Once everything's all said and done, it's going to be an ongoing thing. And I really think if we band together, then we're going to make this even better than just, the regular diets that we've gone on or, suffering through alone. You've got people you can talk to. You've got people that care. And more importantly, you have people that understand. So thank you very much for watching this. That's it for today. Tomorrow is going to be day 7. You're going to have made it through for an entire week. So you should be happy. That's a good progress. It's a good start. And then next week we'll start tweaking things back and forth and go into a little more detail. But for right now, thank you very much again. Hit the like button if you want. It would help very much. And in the meantime, stay warm and fuzzy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.